Hey guys, we're back with another Magic draft. It's Bloomburrow again, and it's just a quick draft, so we'll get straight into it. And our first pack, pick one, pack one. Okay, interesting. Hired Claw. So this goes very well into red-black. Whenever you attack with one or more lizards, Hired Claw deals 1 damage to the target opponent. It's a 1-drop, so that's quite a powerful effect on it. And you can put counters on it for 2 mana if the opponent lost life this turn. It's a pretty good red card, goes mostly into red-black. The problem is, do I think red-black's particularly strong? No. Other good cards in this set, Seasoned Warren Guard, pretty good in rabbits. Agate Assault, pretty good red card, red removal. Vanishing Light's okay removal, it is an enchantment. There's a lot of enchantment hate in this set. Polywallop's a decent removal in green, better in frogs. Playful Shove, Assault, decent, that's decent, so these might wheel. I'm kind of between the Warren Guard and the Hired Claw. I prefer the colour white-green. But this is mostly in a white-green deck, and then this would be red-black, which I think I don't prefer. I think this is the higher quality card, and this is the higher quality set, or colour pairing that I would go for. There's some white cards that I don't mind wheeling. I think I'll go Hired Claw, and then see where I land from there, picking what I think is the best cards and staying flexible. Okay, so Valley Flamecaller. If a lizard, mouse, otter, or raccoon you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much damage +1. Ooh, that's a good red card. It's a 3 mana, 3/3. Shoreline Looter, pretty decent too. And then Beauregard Mentor's good, but it's inflexible because it's a gold card and we're not in those colours. I think these are 2 really good red-black cards, and so I would find it hard to ignore this, even though it's not a colour pairing I'd pick. If I wasn't picking the Valley Flamecaller, Shoreline Loot is a great pickup. If I had green or white cards, I'd probably go Beauregard Mentor. Other than that, in the uncommons, Longstalk Brawl is decent removal, Glide Dive Duo is a decent body with good upside. Crumb and Get it's mediocre removal. I think I'll go Valley Flamecaller. And we're in red, so theoretically we might be like red-green or something like that. Wishing Well. Put a counter on Wishing Well. When you do, you may cast target instant or sorcery card with mana value equal to the number of coins. So this is a blue-red deck style card. Maybe you could build around it, but it seems tough. It isn't really where we're at either. Cindering Cutthroat is a decent red-black card. Scales of Shale, also decent. Actually very good, I would argue, with 2 lizards already. If we were leaning towards red-green, I don't mind this card. And these cards aren't necessarily bad in red-green. I'm leaning more towards red-black though, for sure, with these 2. A Harvest Right Host would have been a great white-green card. Yeah, for rabbits. So that would have been, I think we had 3 picks, right? We had the Beauregard Mentor, there would be this, and what was in pack 1? What was in pack 1? That was like a white-green card. It escapes my memory. But here, I think I'm between the Scales of Shale and the Cindering Cutthroat. Trying to think which one I'll see more of. I've got 2 lizard synergies. I think grab another lizard. I think this makes sense. Then we'll pick up Scales later, eventually. Okay, Teapot Slinger. It's a raccoon that whenever you expend 4, deals 2 damage to your opponent. So this synergizes with lizard. So this is attacking with lizard, so he's not a lizard. Savor's great removal in black. And then there's the Corpseberry and the Daggerfang. We're not really trying to mill cards. We are trying to do damage to face. And this would synergize with the Flamecaller and the Cutthroat, and not the Hired Claw. Savor's good removal, but it's not great removal because we don't have a lot of upside for the food. I think the Teapot Slinger, just because of the synergies we have, might make it. Cool. Okay, is Artist Talent any good? Let me see. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may discard. Yeah, that's pretty much for the Artist deck. So we wouldn't play that at all. A Gate Blade Assassin would deal 2 every time it attacks if Valley Flamecaller is out. Take Out the Trash deals 3, and if we have a Raccoon, we draw a card. And Flamecache adds mana when it enters if the opponent lost health. Both of these cards are great, but the Flamecache is excellent, so we'd probably be over there. Let's see. Okay, interesting. Another Slinger or another Cutthroat. Trying to think. We'll probably see more Cutthroats in the future. There's also a War Squeak. Gets 1/1 and haste for 1. Target creature can't block. This is okay-ish, but I think these two are premium. The Slinger definitely goes in more of a Raccoon-style deck in the sense that expending 4 might be hard in this deck. We might not have a lot of card draw or ramp. This might be hard to activate a lot. The Cutthroat's never going to be bad though, but we're going to need a lot of 1-drops, 2-drops to kind of synergize with it. I think just because this is an uncommon, I'm probably going to see a few more of these. I think I'll pick the uncommon here. Roughshod Duo is a Mouse Raccoon synergy or tribe. Whenever you expend 4, target creature you control gets +1/+1 and trample. It's not bad. And then the Junk Blade is similar, but he's just getting it for himself. I don't mind the Roughshod Duo. It's a pretty decent card. Might not play it, might not make the deck. Another Slinger's probably pushing it. I think that many. It's a good card, but I think we don't need that many. Heirloom Epic doesn't really fit. This synergizes with our Flamecaller again. He'll be doing 2 damage a pop. Does want more spells in deck, which we don't have any of right now, but this card could get pretty nasty pretty quickly. Mind Drill's playable because it would be 2 black in our deck, but doesn't really make sense. Conduct Electricity is kind of mediocre. Mouse Guard, do we have any way to trigger it? Duo will trigger it. And that's about it. Probably want the electricity here. I could take the Mind Drill just because nothing else here appeals. Daring Wave Rider is a decent card, but we're so far away from playing blue. I don't want to play Otters, so that's red-blue. It's probably the weakest colour in the set, or colour pairing. Yeah, I think there. We're not necessarily even in, neither of these cards matter. We're not necessarily even in black because we have so many red cards. However, all of these red cards are pretty much lizard synergies. So we're pretty much in black just by the nature of the type of red cards we have. Okay. I like this card, but this is the Signpost uncommon for red-black. At the beginning of your second main phase, if an opponent lost life this turn, exile 2 cards of your library, and you can play one of them until the end of turn. Yep, That's just good. That's a mediocre black card. Some pretty good green cards, green-white. Would have been good. I think we would have had a pretty strong green-white deck if we went there. So I'm pretty happy with the Mentor though. Another 2 great green cards. Sinister Monolith, not great. We see another Cutthroat. Heartfire Hero. So he's Valiant. Whenever he becomes a target, you get a +1/+1. And then when he dies, he deals damage equal to his power. Is actually pretty good for triggering like our Cutthroat, our Valley Flamecaller. Good for the Roughshod Duo to give power to. Triggers this as well when he dies. I like it, but I really do want to take out the trash. I want the Cutthroat also. And I maybe want a War Squeak, but I probably don't. I almost definitely don't. This is tough because he's more mouse than he is lizard synergy. But then again, take out the trash is more raccoon than lizard. I think this fits our deck. And I think we can trigger this a lot. There's an argument for Sinister Monolith, allowing us to trigger every turn guaranteed damage on our opponent. I think I'll go Heartfire Hero here. So the other 2 picks might have been correct. Might of the Meek. Target creature gets +1/+0 if it's a mouse, but it gets trample and you draw a card. So this is Cycle. It's a way of triggering Valiant, and it gets us damage through. I like this card in our deck. I think it has a place. Frilled Sparkshooter enters with a 1/1 counter. So he's like basically a stronger Cutthroat. I don't mind him at all. This is whenever you expend, you generate cards. And between the Frilled and the Might of the Meek, I think here, this Artist card is just not really in our synergy. Psychic Whirl is not really what we're looking for either. So I feel like I'm leaning towards the Frilled Sharpshooter. I do have a fair few 4-drop. I guess I have it free because I'm probably not playing the Mind Drill. I'll take this and hopefully I'll see the Might of the Meek in the future. Very few black cards in our deck, like very, very few. Actually a surprisingly good card in this because we can trigger life loss or them to discard a card. It's not the worst card ever, pretty reliable in this deck. But the Flamecache is actually just premium. It's generating mana on 2, and it's allowing us to discard cards and draw cards. Yeah. Brazen Collector, kind of again for the same reasons. It's a first striker. It generates mana. And then you don't lose that mana until the end step. Starlit Soothsayer, not really doing much for us. This is good top end, I guess. Electricity's mediocre. This Mythic, I'm not sure I've seen this before. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 4 or greater, you draw a card, gain 1 life, and get a +1/+1 counter. And then she generates mana. Cool card. Probably, maybe. It ramps for 1, and then if you're putting +1/+1s on it, it's ramping for more. I could definitely see this being splashable for sure. I think this is just the card we're going for though. Yeah, really red heavy our deck is. If we check, we've got 13 creatures, 1 instant. So the Kindlespark Duo, not looking great for whenever you cast a non-creature spell. So maybe we want to get some non-creature spells. Valley Rally is +2/+0 until the end of turn. If the gift was promised, we get to put first strike on one of our creatures. This is, as an additional cost to the spell, you discard a card. Then you draw 2 cards. If the gift was promised. Oh no, you discard a card, draw 2 cards. If the gift was promised, target creature you control gets +2/+0. So it allows us to cycle cards worst case, and then if we're giving them the fish, we get to punch through for 2 extra. I could see a world where Valley Rally helps us break a flat board state that isn't going anywhere. The Brew's good cycle, I guess. I think I'm on Valley Rally, but it's close. Tidecaller, meh. Tangle Tumbler doesn't really fit in the deck. Whiskerquill Scribe cycles cards if you target it. I'll pick it up, but I feel like I won't play it. Not in this deck. Steampath is great in the deck, really not seeing any black cards, but we're seeing a lot of quality red cards for this deck. We got some really good ones early. This is like a super aggro deck as well. I think I like the Steampath Charger. Another Kindlespark Duo is tough. It's a non-creature spell, so things like Sheer Pot would trigger it. To justify these in the future, I'll need some spells. Potentially cheap spells as well. +1/+1 is really weak. But it can stop one thing blocking for 1 turn. It can trigger some of our Valiants. You have a Valiant? I believe we did. Oh no, I was thinking of Heartfire Hero. He does have a Valiant. Good was the Kindlespark Duos. Might not make the deck. Hoarder's Overflow. I could see this if we just cycle through loads of cheap cards and then we want to go back in. We can just draw a new hand. But it might not get played also. Oh, we're in pack 3. Okay, a couple of high quality black cards. And 1 red card we'd consider. So Cruelclaw's Heist, we basically get to look at our opponent's hand and discard a card. If we gift them a card, we actually get to take one of their cards and we can play it with any mana. So we can steal the best card in our opponent's hand. Every creature that's dead, this becomes cheaper, so it can become affordable in a high reacher deck, which we have, so I think this is decent in our deck. Glide Dive's good top end, a 3/3 flyer, but it also does 2 damage to our opponent and gives us 2 life. This is almost always good in a black deck. It's just good top end. It puts a threat on the board that they have to deal with. It's swinging your health up, swinging their health down. The Brew, I think I like the Brew. I think we need card draw, but this is a premium card. I like it a lot. Literally stealing the best card from your opponent and then being able to play it. Definitely a game changer. Yeah, great squirrel cards. Some pretty great white cards as well here. Let's see. Another Kindlespark. Probably hard to justify with how few spells we have. Playful Shove. Deals 1 damage, draw a card. So cheap cycle. Can deal with tokens on the board. Return 2 target creatures from the graveyard to your hand. Your opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. I like both of these cards. If we're being aggro, I think Playful Shove can trigger a lot of stuff for us. We're getting card draw from this, for example, if we can do damage to them. Yeah, I definitely want to lean towards being aggro, and I think this is a little slow. And I think this justifies some of our Kindlespark Duos as well. Okay. Great cards in Frogs, decent Squirrel card here, but in red-black, I don't have a lot of ways to target this, therefore it's not that exciting. We don't have a lot of ways to trigger this. and we have 2 already, so it's also not very exciting. The Gateblade Assassin is good. Every time it attacks, we gain a life, they lose 1 life. And then I'm thinking, what does my top end look like? If all my creatures die, they're in the graveyard, could pull this out, could win me the game. This is a good 2-drop that's going to trigger a lot of my creatures. How many 2-drops do I have? 1, 2. I have 2 of these and this. That's going to help me ramp. I think I can justify this big boy. I think I have some ramp. My creatures are going to die early. I should be able to cycle new creatures in. I think I like the Blade Assassin, but I think I just need a little bit more top end. This pack's pretty poor for us. Good frog, good squirrel, good green removal, decent white card there as well. This would be top end, I guess. The monolith, I don't mind. Maybe I don't mind the monolith, just to constantly trigger. Do we have a monolith in the sideboard? No. And then the Psychic Whirl. We've got a Heist, so that's taking cards. The Whirl would take cards, but we're probably not there. I think it's the monolith, but I might sideboard it and not use it. Okay, we're very low on removal. Savor's decent. Early Winter's mediocre to bad, because it's just so expensive for what it does. There's better black removal, but because we have almost no removal, I'm trying to think, do I prefer to be in a deck where I'm just killing small creatures, rushing them down? Probably. Early Winter's maybe too slow for me. Savor's a good card. I probably would take both of these, honestly. I think I need both. Spells for the Kindlesparks even. Yeah, I think Savor's where it's at. Not a huge fan of any of these. I don't want 2 of these in my deck. I guess it is removal, but 5 mana kills almost everything in the game. You could argue this is like an Early Winter. It's instant. Where's the card? The lizard, mouse, otter, or raccoon you control. Okay. Stargaze, I probably don't want. The angler, I definitely don't want. I think the electricity, but I might not play it. Ruthless Negotiation with the Kindlesparks I like a lot. I think I prefer it more than War Squeak even. Then again, it's good on the Heartfire Heroes. It'd make them into a 3/3. And then when they die, they deal 3. I like this as a cheap spell, just to trigger stuff. Okay. Pathmaker's nice, it's card advantage. Plate's nice because it triggers damage or card removal. And then there's an Early Winter. What do my 4-drops look like? They're good. Almost everything in my deck wants to deal damage to my opponent, right? Like face damage. But then the card draw is also nice. I think this is the better card. But in this deck, this might be. And then Early Winter for removal. Kind of arguing that it's similar to Conduct Electricity, maybe even worse. Unless something has more than 6 health, but that's a rough position to be in anyway. I think I like the Form Plate a little bit more in this deck. Yeah. Okay, actually, let me think. What card advantage do I have? I have this Mentor that will allow me to draw off the top. Playful Shove. Okay, I'm changing my mind. I feel like I have no card advantage. My hand might just run out of cards very quickly. I think I need this card. It just fits a bit better. Speaking of card advantage, that card's decent. Another Kindlespark, probably can't justify it. Another Kindlespark, definitely can't justify it. Just some random blue cards and an early winter, which I probably can't justify. Ooh. I like this deck. I actually think we have some of the high quality, low cost cards. I think Flamecache is excellent. I think Fireglass Mentor is excellent. Brazen Collector is pretty good. Cruelclaw is great. Heartfire Hero, and are we getting enough 1/1s on it to really justify it? I don't think so. Okay, and he's not a lizard. He doesn't trigger Hired Claw. That's true of this guy, he's not a lizard, but I think he's good. I feel like the Heartfire Hero. Let me just check my instants and sorceries. We have 9 as it stands, 2 enchantments, so 11 non-creatures. So the Kindlesparks do have triggers. So, but I can't justify 3 of them, that feels a little slow. I think I can't justify those, they're a little low end. Then again, there's a question, is Ruthless worse than War Squeak? I don't know, Ruthless you can play twice. Hoarder's Overflow is maybe for the cut. I like my 4 drops, I think, as it stands. Maybe 1 too many removal pieces on the high end. Maybe drop an Electricity, drop a Hoarders. I guess this is even on because it draws a card, but you discard a card and you play it, so it's not really doing a lot. But I'm discarding stuff I don't necessarily need. Triggers Kindlespark, which is good. It's Roughshod. I guess Roughshod makes less sense if I'm not using the Heartfire Hero. How else can I target this? So it would have been War Squeak, Roughshod. And there's really not a lot of things that target it. This Brew. Yeah, I like this card, but I can't justify the Valiant on it. I can't target it enough. Let's see. 9 mana 9 mountains seems good. Keeping it fairly even. Maybe I want a Hidden Grotto. Nah. Any cards that I might want here? Kindlespark, another copy. I have 2 more copies. How many sorceries do I have? Or non-creatures? 8. About a third of my playables. Yeah, I don't think I need any more of these. Yeah, I'd say this is a pretty decent red-black deck. Now the question is red-black good enough to take us all the way to 7 wins? I think it can. I think those low-end, high-value cards go well in this deck. A lot of 2-drops that can really like change the game. I just need a good opening hand for something this aggressive, I feel. Maybe could drop down to... There might be a world... I think there's a world where I could drop down to 16 lands thinking about it. And then just run 1 more like card draw card or something that's decent. Oof. We have a 2-drop. And we have a 3-drop. And we have ways to cycle cards. And some removal. It's a little slow. Because ideally I'd rather something to do damage and then play this, but it's playable. We go on the draw. Ugh, yeah, it's a little slow for me. Speaking of potentially cutting lands. Let's see. We'll just drop him down as a 2-drop. Unfortunately, we don't get his upside, which is if we did damage when he comes down, we get extra mana. If I play this, I'm curious, does the combat damage count? I think it would. So he will deal 3 damage. Well, it's worth finding out. And what did he ban of rabbits? These black-white rabbits. Weird. So we swing this out. Swing was this guy. Should do 3 damage? Ooh. So that means this does is 4 plus 3, 7 damage. Ooh. That is a strong card. Carrot cake. Oh, okay. I can savor that. Worst case. Savor, then cycle, and then I do 7 damage. You can sacrifice that at any point and generate another rabbit. I'm in an awkward spot because I can't play everything. If I swing with this, he'll generate another rabbit. And kill it. I think I save and cycle. So I would go to combat. I'd swing with this. Next to blockers. If he doesn't block, I just play my 4-drop. In fact, discard a card, draw a card first. Probably should have done that first. Okay. Do I just savor here? Thanks. So keep him alive here. He's gonna spawn another rabbit, which is awkward for us because these are actually quite brutal blockers with the banner. Maybe I should have just got the duo down. I could have savored later. And then the duo allows me to pull this out with value. I do two damage a pop. Actually, it's worth noting that every turn I can do this. It's not just when I cast a spell. Oof, scary. Okay. He can tap this and this to bring that out. So I think I just play these out. And then I end my turn. I can tap my Kindlespark next turn to start triggering stuff. I've got food, I've got plenty of health. I can take this actually kind of slow. I think that turn where I played save and cycled a card, I think just getting my Kindlespark out made more sense. Interesting. I have reach on this boy. Okay. This will deal 2 damage to his face. Which then allows me to play this out enhanced. And then next to combat. I should have waited on this, but because the mental's going to trigger now, and I get to pick a card. Choose one of them until end of your turn. Fudge. Yeah, because I also played a mana, didn't I? Till the end of my turn. Okay. Oh, view browser. Guess I take this. Yeah, I did play a mana. Okay, I need to be careful with my Fireglass Mentor. That I'm not playing mana, and that I'm waiting to see what I could play, which is unfortunate. Resolve. I can cycle this mountain actually on his turn, which I probably will do. So yeah, I feel like getting the Kindles. Actually, this position I can kind of play slow because I get a lot of card value. That's fine. I'm gonna cycle now. Probably should have definitely waited for the end to cycle. Okay. Okay, I'll do this. Yep. And then I'll go to my next phase. No attacks because he has so much stuff he can block with. Early winter. I actually want to early winter this rabbit so he can't actually trigger the tumbler. Or an enchantment that he controls. None of these are enchantments, right? Okay. The rabbit. That does nothing, right? Okay. Okay, cool. And then I end my turn. And I'm gonna tap my Kindlespark again. Yeah. I'm probably attacking as well next turn was this guy. Okay, interesting. I'm no longer attacking next turn. Oh. Definitely made a couple mistakes this game. Probably would have had my own swarm out if I played this game correctly. And I feel like my opponent's playing a really mediocre deck, so I didn't really let myself get away with these bad mistakes. I don't think I've actually played this red-black more than once. I played it once before, I think. That's fine. That's two attackers. Okay, and then I'll trigger this because he's going to untap on my turn. Going to tap. Okay, I'm gonna see what I draw. That's great. I'm gonna play it. Do I want to cycle this mana? I do, I think. Okay, so I activate this. In a world where I want to play this food, I wouldn't cycle the mana, but I'm going to. Because I have plenty of health and I should be able to do some pretty serious damage to my opponent. I'm surprised he hasn't used his share pot to kill, you know, something on my board that's like the Fireglass Mentor that's generating me cards, or the Flamecaller that's generating me extra damage. Now every turn I'm doing 4 damage just by the Slinger and the Kindlespark. The Hide Claw would also do 2 damage if I swung with something. I guess it's tough for him to know what to actually hit. I think the Flamecaller is probably my better card. Flamecache is also quite good because I'm cycling useless mana. I feel like my board state's just strong, and it would be a tough decision what to do. He's gone for the Flamecaller, so I'm dealing significantly less damage to him. He's not going to swing on me. Wait, why couldn't I? Oh, I didn't have 2 mana available. Interesting. I think I'm going to swing. I'm going to tap. Now it only deals 1. Did I not have 2 mana open? I didn't, did I? Okay, that was a mistake then. I'm tapping for 1. I'm probably going to swing with this guy. So I'll do electricity first. And deal 2 damage to 1 target creature token. Submit 0. Cool, so he untaps. A bit of Graveyard Recursion actually would have been great in this deck. I probably should have taken the Hazel's Nocturne. I had the opportunity to take. He does 2 damage because of the what do you call it? The expend 4. I should move to combat. I'll swing with this. Oh, he can tap. How much mana does he have? 2 open. Oh no, he has the Patchwork ban. I can't swing. Because he can turn that into a 4/5. I don't have enough mana for the Teapot Slinger. I'll just take the Swamp that I can play. Now it's a question of, do I want a 1/1 on this, or do I want to cycle this card next? And I can do that on his turn, right? Okay, I end turn. I don't care about a 1/1 on this, right? If he's clever, he should... Okay. He's just going to destroy this so he can start swinging. That's fine. Still just end my turn. No! Gonna make me exile a card. Nothing I can do about that. So I can no longer cycle with him, so the mana's useless. Though I might be able to 1/1 him. That's fine. He can now swing in the air, which is annoying. I probably could have... No, I couldn't have swung with the Slinger. Let's see. What's he gonna do? He can just swing in the air, no biggie. I could counter swing, couldn't I? Okay, so I'm gonna do damage. I'm going to 1/1 this guy. Ooh. I'm going to deal damage. I'm going to pass to see what my Fireglass Mentor pulls out. No attacks. Playful Shove. Don't mind that. I'm thinking if the problem is if I swing with one of these and he blocks, I could kill it. It's just not worth it, is it? So I'll just do it to face. Which then means I'll probably just cycle this land straight away. Do I save this because I want to know what card it is and I want to maybe play it? Or do I just want to expend? I just want to expend 4, don't I? Deal 2 damage. There's a good blocker as well. I can play this swamp. And then I can cycle this swamp. And I can tap this on their turn. Sure. Gonna pop this food. Trying to think, should I just swing with these guys next turn? He can 1/1 these, which is annoying. So it becomes a 4/5. Okay, the Ruthless Negotiation I should have seen coming. But then again, it's so slow, it's not that good for him. Nettle Guard. Okay, you could destroy my food if you wanted. Okay. I'm going to pop him. I guess I should see if he attacks first. No, he's not going to attack. So I pop this. Cool. Deal damage to him. I can swing with this card because I don't care about it anymore. And it takes a card away from him. Next to blockers. Yeah, the Nettle Guard. At least I get to keep my food. He can't swing with it. The fine trade. Fireglass Mentor triggers. I get to see what I can play. I can steal the card in his hand. I could get extra mana. And I can discard card, draw a card. Remove the card from his hand. Get extra mana for myself. Do I need mana? I think just discard the card from his hand. I could steal it, or I could just remove it entirely. I think removing it entirely is better. Yeah, Mind Drill. Good to get rid of. I should have tapped this before that, right? Did I? Was it already tapped? I can play this with Offspring. That's no big deal. I get my expend 4. These are going to be dangerous for him. And then I can put a counter on this bad boy. Oh. In turn. The only scary thing actually is if he has like some kind of pump for these two. Like a rabbit's response and he can swing me for like 15 in the air. Though it's very unlikely, I feel. I'm surprised he's not swinging me in the air anyway. I guess he needs those as defenders. That's 2 attackers. He's probably dead on board if I swung on him also. But I'm swinging with these two anyway. That will deal 2 damage. This guy can deal 2. So damage. Combat, I swing with both of these. He deals 1 damage because there's a lizard attacking. These both deal 1 damage. Nice, good game. Yeah, that was a long first game, but it went well. Also, I made the sort of mistakes that you kind of want to make to like learn a deck, right? Like thinking about the Fireglass Mentor, making sure I play it. I'm conscious that I'm not putting down mana before I see my mana, stuff like that. Is there a world where this goes down to 16 lands? We actually had a lot of stuff to spend money on, like Hired Claw, the Flamecache. Cutthroat has mana spend as well. I feel like there's options in this deck to spend mana. I feel like the Valley Rally probably won't get a lot of value in this deck now that I think about it. This isn't... A lot of this deck does like weird like passive damage. There's another Kindlespark Duo even better maybe than a Valley Rally. And then I just defend my board state more often. I don't know. If I was to drop Valley Rally, another Kindlespark, maybe a Roughshod, nah. Heartflame Hero, Hoarder's Overflow I could see. Every time I expend 4 I'm getting counters. This is I actually see it much better than the Valley Rally. I'm gonna go Hoarder's Overflow. Yeah, I definitely see that. I think that makes sense. It's card draw, cycling through cards, spending cards makes a lot of sense in this deck. Is one less spell to rely on. But Kindlespark, I guess, triggers every turn, which is something that I kind of wasn't thinking about in the draft. Is that you don't necessarily need spells to get value. I'm running into this problem a lot where I'm not getting the mana from him because I don't have many 1-drops, 2-drops. Opponent goes first, so this might be playable. Yeah, it wouldn't be playable if the opponent didn't go first. Because I have card draw and then I have... So turn 1 I draw a card, turn 2 I play this and draw a card, and then worst case turn 3 I play this and try and draw a card. Boom, boom. Yeah. I have card draw, I have card cycle. I have stuff to play on too. It's sad really. I got the mana. Would it ever be Hoarder's Overflow? And then the Flamecache? Could be. Hoarder's Overthrow. Could see it. Like, I overflow, do something random on 3 that's not very good, and then Teapot Slinger and start just playing 4 mana stuff. It's really slow. But he's playing slow too, right? Fuck it. Okay, he's not playing slow, never mind. I only have 1 red mana. That's also really bad here. Whenever you attack with 1 or more lizards, Hired Claw deals. I have to just go Flamecache. Okay. Very awkward spot. The duo is my best defensive option. I missed a land. If I Playful Shove, I might draw a land. Which is probably the most important thing to do. No attacks. Okay, I'm desperate for land. Yeah, I did keep a two lands. No blocks. Could potentially getting worse. I don't need the +2/0, so I'll just cycle something. Probably just a big black creature. Cool. Target player draws 2 cards. Me. And I discard this. Land? Ooh, another black land. Might put some more mountains in. I could swing. If he blocks with everything, I could save a... Nah, if he blocks with everything, it's doomed. Pass. Oh, if I save it though, I get a Hoarder's Overflow. Do I want to swing? No, I don't want to swing. Pass to attackers. Pass to blockers. He's got something. Unfortunate. He only does 2 damage though. Okay. Another land, that's nice. Really bad that we're getting all swamps. Yeah, this deck doesn't do well on the defensive. Though he's kind of gassed out, I just have to survive. Yikes. He swings for what, 7? More than 7? Oof. If I play a free cost, I can pop the food. But if I play a free cost, I just die on board, right? Yeah. I think I'm pretty much dead anyway, but I'll go as wide as I can. No attacks. I guess he curved out well and I just didn't get the lands I needed. So block, block, block. He swings me for 4. I forgot about that, but I mean, what could I do? Do I have too many swamps in the deck? That might be the case. Let me have a quick look. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black cards. I think I can go down a few. I do have a double black, but like, and a Ruthless Negotiation. 7, 10? I think that's fine. I have so few black cards. It was very painful that game to draw so many swamps. I guess also in the mulligan, I should have thought about, did I start with 2 swamps? Or was it Swamp Mountain? Maybe, yeah, maybe that hand was just one that I would mulligan in the future. It was hindsight. Q. Like this hand's like significantly better, right? 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, all mountains, so we can play everything. Nice. This will deal 1 damage no matter what. This will ramp me. Downside is I can't play the Cruelclaw, but I think that's a better position to be in, is not to be able to play a random spell, but be able to play like all my creatures. Because there's a good chance one of these mountains would have been one of those swamps. A little awkward. No, actually not that awkward. He creates red mana. Okay. I'm gonna swing with him. Could have played Hoarder's Overflow and given him a 1/1 actually. That's interesting. Feels slow though, right? Okay, I swing with both. And then I probably just Teapot Slinger. Might have like a crumb and get it. That looks like a crumb and get it, right? Hoarder's Overflow here might be also okay-ish. Okay, that's fine. End combat. Oh, to main. I prefer the Slinger. The Overflow's just been awkward here because my mana's so low. Can't get it out, but then I'm not getting much value from it either. He resigns. We curved really well there. 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm doubting the Hoarder's Overflow. Would another Kindlespark be good there? I don't know. I don't know. Hoarder's Overflow, if it plays out like then one, like say I do a 1 drop, 2 drop, play out on a 3 drop, and then just keep hammering it, it plays out quite well. Like I guess I can't rely too much on the results of one game. Okay, mix of mana. We have 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop. Can't complain. Not my favorite 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop, but again, still good. Okay. An alternative 4 drop, nice. On Offspring this guy, but he's still fine as a 2/1. Might hold him back if a trade is presented, so I can definitely trigger the Frilled Sparkshooter's ability. Black-white for my opponent. Not black-white, black-blue. Unlikely to have something to counter this, so I'm just going to swing. And then Kindlespark. I've got 2 ways to trigger my Sparkshooter. That's fine. And I prefer playing Pathmaker on, not on 4, because if you pull a land when she enters, there's a chance you could play it. So here I'm just going to tap. I guess tapping's safer than attacking. And then Sparkshooter can come out as a 4/4. Unless they have a counter. Okay. I guess that's scary, yeah, they have a lot of mana up. I'm just going to do a food token, it's pretty weak. Pathmaker would come down before a land, just so I can play a land if that's what she finds. Weird. When rats enter, create 1/1 snails. Okay. I can swing with this. I think I just prefer getting my Teapot Slinger out as well earlier. Next to combat, swing. Blockers. Damage. So let me read this properly. Whenever a rat you control enters, create a snail. If you don't control the snail, otherwise put a 1/1 counter on a snail you control. Okay. Sacrifice the snail to each opponent. Okay, and then draw cards. This is a token, so I can do Conduct Electricity on my opponent if I have mana next turn. I do have mana, it's cost 5, right? Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. I'll tap you first, of course. Do that. Yeah, these are two pretty scary cards. I don't have a lot of ways to deal with. Slinger's going to hit for 2. Kindlespark's back up. Next to combat, I'm going to swing with both, because you can't block either, they're both menace. Going to get me in for 7. End turn. I can tap the Kindlesparkies down for 3. Shove does 1 more damage. If I play 4 mana, this does 2 damage. You can also swing with both of these. They're menace, so unless he has 4 creatures on board, he can't block me. I think he's pretty much dead on board in multiple ways. Okay. You got 3 creatures down, which is half of what you needed to do. Like I can, many ways I can do it, but I think I'll do Pathmaker. Get 2 in. Yeah, cool. I'm quite liking this deck. I think it's quality. I'm trying to think. The one game we lost, we kind of got curved out on. I think I probably should have mulliganed the hand. It wasn't super strong, wasn't amazing. I think the 1 loss is on me. I think we could have been at 4 wins, 0 losses. But so far it's going good. I think this deck is very dependent on curving out nicely, kind of getting set up. There's a lot of synergies, but you need the pieces to kind of set up nicely. Okay. Like this is awkward, right? Because it's 2 mana. Can't play the Heist. The Gecko can play, but doesn't trigger. The Gecko's great, but I wish I had some more 1 cost. I might just put in that other 1 cost 1/1. The Brew's awkward. I just don't like how low the mana is. I might mulligan this. I'm going first, I'm not going to draw a lot. If I had a way to trigger this, it wouldn't be a problem. I'm going to mulligan this. It's awkward. It's no better, right? I'm probably dropping the Cruelclaw and keeping this, just because I can't go down to 5, I feel like. Flamecache, Kindlespark, Valley Crier. I have everything I need, I just need land. Mountain. Maybe even drop the Cruelclaw for the 1/1. Okay. This is a dream, actually. I'm thinking now, I have Flamecache Gecko. I definitely need the 1/1 mouse. Whatever I'm dropping, I have to put that in, right? Because it wins me the game if I play it. Huge. If I can play this, I get 2 more mana. And I can then use that 2 mana to cycle. Unfortunately, he's just not going to make it. I need land way more than I need a huge creature I'm never going to be able to play. There's also an argument he doesn't belong in the deck, he's a bit big. I don't know, late game top decking him is huge. Maybe the Cruelclaw's awkward because it's 2 black mana in this card. Okay. If a Lizard Mouse or Otter you deals damage, deal more. And this just does 1 every turn. Good cycle. I'm not there yet. Do I swing with both of these? I think I just swing with him. Don't care about losing him. He did 3 damage, right? Because of him. Yeah. I've got plays, but again I would like to see some lands. Oof. It's a brutal card to come against. I might have won him the game. I'll get a creature down. Yeah, you 3-for-1'd me, and it was some of my best creatures. Oof. No blocks. Okay, I think I just Slinger for now. It's a nice defensive creature. And then I end my turn. The Angler might get out of control as well. It's scary. I guess he did have to gift me a card there, so the value's kind of not as big as it could be on him. Okay, that's kind of slow at least. If he plays another card that isn't a spell, I might double block the Angler to stop it from getting out of control, size-wise. There's a creature. If he has a shore up, he wins, right? If he attacks and I block. But if he has a shore up anyway, he'd win. Am I taking the risk here? If I got removal, how likely is it that he has a shore up? Fuck. Even if he has a shore up, he only kills 1. That's true. Yeah, something, right? Yeah. I mean, it was always going to be a problem, that card. And actually, what's nice is if I have removal now, any sort of removal. Do I shove, draw a card, or do I do this, draw a card? I'm gonna shove. I've probably lost just on the board state here. It's nice, but I can't afford it. In the negotiation, see if I can find something. It's looking bad. Okay, and my turn. He swings me for 5, 7, well 5, 8, 9. Wait, so it'd be 1, 1, 1. That's 6. I can block that maybe. If he does a spell that hits me, I'll be down to like 3 HP. Feels unwinnable. His hand's full of spells. I think after Wildfire, there's very little I can expect to come back from. I think that's GG, right? That's going to deal 1. Probably should have kept him defensive, actually. Oh no, he was getting destroyed, of course, that's why I did that. That's dead on board. Good game. Q. Oh, that's a shame. I feel like without the Wildfire, we win those ones. Can't really even play around it, right? Wouldn't make sense to in this deck. I think Hoarder's Overflow is fine, but I would rather. I think this hero just plays into the deck perfectly. Yeah, I'm not going to have 1/1/1 counters on him, but he's going to be a guaranteed way of getting in a tiny bit of damage. I have a lot of cycle options in this deck as well, so I could just cycle him away, worst case scenario. Yeah. I like having the one big creature I have, even though every time I've pulled him he hasn't been useful. Can't be too results orientated on that. And you know, I have to think about the scenarios where he's going to be useful if I'm top decking him with a lot of mana and stuff like that. Okay. Let's see, Truffle. Man. Maybe I'm too many mountains. This is perfect, actually. I like this hand a lot. Here we go, mountain. Could, actually, that was a mistake, but it shouldn't matter. Annoying. We go Steampath Charger. Yes. If he swings, I ignore him. Because I want the damage on my turn. But he wants the same thing, which is annoying. I just have to assume he had nothing. Okay, I mountain. I'll have 3 mana at the end of this, right? When I play the Gecko, so I can play him. Okay, so I swing. It's holding up a lot of mana. I Flamecache, which gives me... I have 2 black and 1 red. I could Cruelclaw and I could negotiate. But I think I just Kindlespark. Nice. And then these cheap spells are actually going to trigger this a bunch, so that's quite good. Does he have a way of... Could have a Savor, could have anything. I'm not going to swing into that. Seems bad. Well, I'm not going to block it. Does nothing for me, blocking it. And it risks some valuable creatures. Okay, good healing on him. Good thing I didn't block it. Waste of a card. Seems weird. I think I'm going to swing with my Steampath Charger. And then just put up a Teapot Slinger. End turn. Don't need to cycle this early, I have stuff I can still play. Resolve. Pass to attackers. My turn. Okay, now I can Cruelclaw him. And ideally I want something I can play so my Teapot Slinger triggers. I'm going to gift it him so I can oh wait, I want to do this first. I'm going to gift it to him so I can steal a card from him. Oof. His hand's nothing but good cards, and they're all... Okay. This requires stuff in the graveyard. This is just pure removal. Does this have reach? He doesn't have reach, so he can't play this yet, though eventually he will be able to. Oh, it's tricky, right? Because this is expensive. This he can actually play, but he has removal for it. This is awkward, it just swings for a lot. Do I want the duo or the early winter? I think I just want the early winter for whatever becomes trouble for me. And then I think I'm going to cycle the mountain. Could do it on his turn actually. Next to combat. No attacks. And then... Okay, I have 2 removal pieces. So I'm pretty happy with that. Teapot Slinger. He's actually got a lot of ways to hit me for a lot of health, right? The Glide Dive, the Recruiter. Yeah. Arguably, he can hit me for quite a bit. Then again, this is an option. Oh yeah, I need to do this first. I can force one of those cards away actually entirely by negotiating again. And then he only has the Recruiter, which I can deal with the turn after. The problem is, what does he recruit my free for? I can block it. It's an awkward block. Could winter this now. He can only play the Recruiter. He shouldn't be able to kill me. And then I can force the Ruthless Negotiation the turn after. Fuck. He'll have the Recruiter, so he'll swing for free, free. Yeah, I have to early winter this. I'm probably going to have to do some awkward blocks. Oof. Yeah. Also, he drew a card, so he's not going to have to... Yeah, I saw that coming. Past the blockers. Oh, it's just my one. It has 3 damage, so if I pass the blockers... Kills my Flamecache, that's fine. I kill it though, which I don't want to do. Okay. Okay, I get it back. How many creatures in this graveyard? None. How many creatures in exile? 2. So this becomes a 7+1, that's 8, -2, 6. He has a mountain, he can play it. If I can electrocute it. Would force him, yeah, I'm playing. I'm ending my turn. He has a mountain, he can play it, but I can electrocute it. Resolve. Resolve. Attackers. Wish he had a token that I could kill. My turn. Also, I get double Teapot Slingers. And then 2 damage to a token. There is none. Okay, so I deal 4 damage there. And no attacks. Okay. I'm in a good-ish spot. That's a rough card. A really rough card for me. Oof. Block makes sense. Yeah, fuck it, it's over, isn't it? Yeah. Damn, the Reptilian Recruit a double. Yeah, it's over. Oof. Deck didn't go as well as I thought it would. I think... Yeah. I think it didn't go as well as it could have gone for sure, this deck. 3 wins, 3 losses, so average. Probably riddled with mistakes, I think. Yeah, could have played around the Fireglass Mentor in one of those games a bit better. I think not having the Heartfire Hero in. Conduct Electricity paid off every time I pulled it. This guy didn't pay off at all, which is sad. Maybe not, you know what, I actually think because I'm not surveilling and putting stuff into my graveyard, I think this card probably doesn't pay off and probably better off was just another 4 or 3, like this free drop probably pays off better. But yeah, I really enjoyed this deck, I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more Magic the Gathering on this channel in the future, be sure to subscribe and I'll be doing more. Thank you, bye bye.